Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos, and today I have for you a fun Dark World deck. I really like the way Dark World's played now that you have this guy right here. Loosen, another world of Dark World. If this card is discarded to the graveyard by a card effect, special summon it to the graveyard. Special summon it from the graveyard. Then, if this card was discarded from your hand to your graveyard by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon one fiend type monster from your deck to either side of the field. So I really wanted to play around with that effect. I didn't know if it was best to give my opponent. Obviously, the normal play is to use Cerulli and discard something else from your hand to have more effects. But I also wanted to play around with like giving my opponent a monster that wouldn't benefit him, and I ended up using Belial. I couldn't really find anything other than Lava Golem that I would want to give my opponent. So then I started thinking, what monster would I want on my side of the field? Invader of Darkness was kind of an obvious choice. Emperor Archfiend was also a good choice, but I really wanted to try Belial. I really like the artwork of this card, and it has a pretty decent effect. Your opponent cannot target any face-up monsters you control except this card for an attack or with spell and trap effects. So that's basically what I'm trying to do with the deck. Summon Lucent, send and either continue my plays, sending a Cerulli to their side of the field, or summoning Belial. I also have two Fabled Ravens to help this card and get your effects going, and also so you can go into some synchro monsters. This deck is Dark World inherently wants to OTK, so obviously this deck is going to be doing a lot of that, but I wanted to do more than just OTK, so that's why I'm running kind of a weird build, probably not the best build, just something fun. I'm running 22 cards because I was having a lot of problems, because you have a lot of draw power in Dark World dealings, drag down into the grave, into the void. I was getting to my Belial way too quickly, so I added 2 cards to kind of help him stay in the deck, so that I can special summon it with Lucent. And yeah, for the extra deck, you can go into a lot of different monsters using Fabled Raven, depending on what how many cards you discard and what you have on the field. So I just went with some cool monsters. I have Stardust Dragon, Ancient Sacred Wyvern, Ancient Fairy Dragon, Gigantic Castle, and Underworld Fighter Balmung. I didn't want to put any of the Fabled monsters because I didn't want this to turn into like a Fable deck. So for the deck, we have 3 Snow, 2 Raven as I mentioned, 3 Cerulli, you guys should be familiar with these cards, 2 Rainbow Overlord of Dark World. He's gonna let you wipe the board, either wipe the monsters or wipe the spell and traps. So this is what is gonna enable your OTKs. 3 Lucent and 1 Brow just for draw power. I'm running 5 different spells because I wanted to try this with Spell Specialist, and it worked out pretty well. We have 1 Gate to the Dark World, 3 Dark World dealings, 1 Dark World Lightning, 1 Into the Void, and 1 Drag Down into the Grave. Now this deck is obviously very expensive, but I still think it's lacking a little bit in order for it to be meta. I mean, you're gonna be able to OTK and do a lot of stuff like that, but it's not. I don't think it's going to put you over the top when there are other decks that can stop your attacks, or stop your plays before you can get into your full combo pieces. Sealed Tombs is also a big counter to the deck, because if you can't special summon your Cerulli from the grave or your Lucent, then you kind of just lose that turn, and that's another chance for your opponent to go ahead and beat you before you do anything. So let's go ahead and show you some replays. I kind of like the fact that I got King of Games so early in the season, because I've been just using random stuff. I was using a Doom Caliber control deck, which is not really good, so you guys probably won't see it. I might try it on stream once I start streaming back up, in case you guys have any suggestions, but right now it wasn't working too well. So here we're going up against Yami Yugi. I'm gonna go into the void, and I don't get anything, so I'm just gonna end my turn. All my cards are going to the grave, but I'll get plenty of effects, double Snow and double Lucent. So I'm gonna be able to special summon 2 monsters to the field, get a Gates to the Dark World, and also get a Brow, just to have, you know, follow-up plays. He's gonna tribute 2 for Witch Raider, and then go double Mass Change, clearing my entire board and leaving me with only 500 life points. So I'm gonna need a lot of luck on my side. Starting with the top deck, which is Dark World Dealings, not bad. We're gonna use Gates to send Brow so we can get 2 cards, and I could have not asked for a better scenario. Dark World Dealings is gonna draw into Rainbow. Rainbow is gonna be special summoned by Ceruli, destroy everything, or you know, all the monsters, summon my Snow, and just, you know, finish the OTK. And that's what I mean. Like, I had no business winning that. I just had to rely on getting the draws that I needed. So that's why I think the deck is not as strong as it could be. It still lacks a better boss monster in my opinion than Rainbow and Lucent. Here we got an Arcana. I thought this was a mirror match, but he was actually using Show of Nightmares with Silent Slash Swordsman. So he just, you know, turn 1 pass. I have Into the Void and I have Fable Raven, so I can just start my Dark Will shenanigans. Go for the Ceruli. He gets to draw 2 out of Brow. Lucent is going to summon another Ceruli to his side of the field, and then that's going to summon my Rainbow. I'll clear the board, and that's the OTK. So I wanted to, you know, show this so you guys could see the OTK dimension of the deck, but that's not what I was trying to do on all these duels. We got Crow next. And I remember what this, oh, actually I do remember what this was. This was Karakuri, and I tried to share this replay out using the community tab on YouTube, and for some reason it wasn't working for you guys, so I ended up taking it down, and now you guys get to see what that was, in case you were interested. So it's gonna summon a Karakuri 2100 beater. We're gonna go Dealings, go straight into Ceruli, and start getting my Lucian place. We're gonna send another Ceruli to his side of the field, and this time I'm going to, so if that was a little too fast, this Ceruli summoned this guy, and then I summoned another Ceruli to his side of the field to send this guy to the graveyard. That gave me another special summon from the deck, and we're gonna bring the boy Belial, Marquise of Darkness, and just look at this turn 1 board with Gates of the Dark World. This is insane. So we're gonna destroy the Ceruli, attack the Karakuri, and destroy the other Ceruli. He actually has plenty of plays. Karakuri Cache is going to search Merchant, and he already has the tuner, Ninishi. Goes for the level augmentation. So everything is looking good for him, honestly. He even destroys my Gates before going for his Beret. But he makes a crucial mistake right here. He goes for Beret, special summons another Ninishi, and uses his Beret effect on my Belial. Now the problem with that is that he summoned the Ninishi in attack mode, and as you can see, this card must attack if able. So a comeback try turns into suicide because of that. It was pretty funny when it happened. That's the replay that I tried to share out. I guess he just forgot that, you know, Ninishi has to attack. And I get why he summoned. Once you pick Ninishi, your brain kind of goes, oh, I want to have Ninishi in attack mode so that when they attack, she switches into defense mode. Because otherwise it'll be the other way around. But, you know, you're summoning her during your turn, so you're going to have to attack with it. We got a Leo next. And they just said 1 card, so we're gonna go into our Dark Wolf shenanigans. Cerulli is gonna send Lucian. Lucian is gonna special summon Belial to my side of the field. And I'm gonna go ahead and send both of those to the graveyard just to get my gate to the Dark World and have more attack. And then I pick up a Rainbow just in case. Canadia can only target my Belial, so the rest of my attacks go through. And here's another Karakuri. But as soon as I saw that they summoned Merchant, I pretty much knew that their turn was over. If you don't summon Ninishi, you can't really do a lot of plays. You want to just rely on the back row you draw, and that's pretty much what ends up happening here. We're going to see 2 back row. Gates is going to send Snow. Snow is going to search Cerulli. I'm going to go into Stardust Dragon, just in case there was like a Widespread Ruins or Offerings to the Doom. He's going to use Canadia on my Belial yet again. And this time he actually has some plays. Inishi is going to search another Merchant. Level Augmentation. Summon the Ninishi and go into his Beret. I don't remember what happens here. How did he lose this? Because this seemed to be going pretty well for him. So Beret is going to summon. He's going to switch into defense mode. Yeah, everything is going well. So he used his Shogun effect to flip my Marquise of Darkness back into attack mode. Now he goes into Goyo Chaser. Goes for Offerings. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so he flipped this into attack mode in order to be able to destroy it, because obviously he couldn't get over its defense or attack because of gates. But I had my Stardust Dragon, so we're gonna negate the Offerings, and that's pretty much game. Nice. Yeah, so that Stardust summon definitely pretty clutch there. And we got one last free play against Bandit Keith. And I think this was Vampires. Every time I see Bandit Keith, I assume it's Bandit Vampires. "27 cards. Alright, so we're going first. We're gonna Into the Void. We're gonna go Fable, Raven, send Brow. Activate Drag Down into the grave. And as you can see, he had a Kuribo in hand. I don't know if you see that. That was kind of fast. He had a Kuribo. He had a Samurai Skull and then 2 other cards. So I wanted to get the Samurai Skull into the graveyard to stop his vampire plays. And Snow is going to search another Snow. And the reason why I did that is because I have a Cerulli in my hand. And at the end of my turn, Into the Void is going to go to the grave. Cerulli is going to activate as a Chain Link 1, and Snow is going to activate as a Chain Link 2, which means my Snow is going to resolve first, letting me search something that I can then discard using Cerulli. So that was a pretty clutch Into the Void right there. We're going to get Lucian. He's going to be discarded by Cerulli, and we're going to get Belial into the field. Cosmic Cyclone onto my face down, which doesn't really matter. We're gonna go ahead and Synchro Summon into Stardust. Activate Dealings just in case I would get lucky and get like another Lucian maybe. I figured this was a vampire monster, so I didn't want to put that into the grave and, you know, allow for his place until I could get his life points low enough so that he couldn't activate any vampire effects. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. We're gonna destroy the Kuribo end turn. He's gonna set 2. There's the Vampire Familiar, and now I can deal 2800 damage. You know, that was a big risk. He could have had Wall Disruption or something like Drowning Mirror Force, but my attack goes through, and now he doesn't have enough life to activate any vampire effects, so I have nothing to worry about. Or at least I thought. He actually gets a chance right here. He's gonna destroy a Gozuki, and he's gonna special summon a Vampire Vamp. So had he drawn into any vampire that he could normal summon, he would have been able to take my monster. Luckily for me, he picks up more back row. We'll play around the mirror wall there, and I guess the back row was all vampire cards because we just win the game. Kind of weird to see that many cards on a vampire deck, but you never know. So that's gonna be it for me. Like I said, this was just a fun deck. Now that I'm there, I can try a bunch of different stuff. I have another really fun deck coming up in the next couple days. I just got to do a little bit more testing. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the content now that my vacation is kind of over and I'm trying to get back into the groove of things. So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. Join my Discord if you haven't. The link will be down in the description. Along with my PayPal link if you guys want to support my channel, support my content. I really appreciate that. And until next time.